We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable experience. At Knoxville Smiles, it's about more than just treatments. We're focused on creating a welcoming environment where you feel like family. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed with your comfort in mind, and our friendly staff is always ready to address your questions and concerns. Don't wait any longer to achieve a beautiful smile you deserve. Schedule your appointment at Knoxville Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Fired up, focus and prepare. Pretty Jack, stacked and packed with you. Got a great blog up over at tclub.team. Excited for Kentucky weekend. This is fun. There's a certain subsection of people around the country who right now are stacked, jacked, and packed for that fake rivalry on Tobacco Road. I go with the reals. I go with the real one. Shout out to my man Kyle Blackburn. Shout out to the great Will Heflin. We've got a new podcast that's up on YouTube called The Weekend Rotation with Will Heflin. He does a 25-minute introductory deal as to what you're going to get from him during his time. And he'll be dropping that before each series throughout the season. And Bino, Jeff, you miss a day, you miss a lot around here. Since last, Bino, you were in the hunt and in the mix with us. I think we've got our quarterback issue solved. Are you pumped, Bino, for that? Are you pumped?
It's been great discussion all week, Tony, and it's been, it's been thought-provoking. It's been educational with Marcos Garza. It's been a good week of radio. You guys have done a great job.
Well, I'm infuriating people because I give my opinion, and I don't want to be that way, but for some reason, I'm just polarizing. I don't know, even when I'm trying not to be. My opinion is, I think it's a good thing. I don't know how good of a thing it is for the future, but I guess you live in the now. And then I don't quite know what to make of Joey Aguilar after last year being star.
Well, Tony, I absolutely understand both sides of the argument because I keep flipping back and forth. I'm kind of like thinko in that I don't know truly how to feel, because I do not believe that the college football fan in me does not believe that it's good for the game going forward to have guys still in it 7-8 years after they've graduated high school.
Yep.
I mean, that's like having high schoolers go to school with grammar school kids. I just don't think that that's good for the game. The ball fan in me, which usually overrides the other, believes that we'll be better next year with Joey Aguilar as our quarterback as opposed to one of the young guys. But then the question becomes, for me, how much better and how much is it worth it? If Joey Aguilar gets his additional eligibility and he comes back and we are a playoff team, then it was 100% worth it. If he gains his eligibility and comes back and we finish 8-4, then I'm going to feel like that we've wasted a year for our two young quarterbacks.
And that's my point. That's my point. Thank you. Well stated. Because if you look, this is all fun and games right now, but next season, when you don't make a playoff, everybody's going to be upset at that head coach. That's just the reality of it. And in the midst of this, we've got a little monkey wrench thrown into the deal, as the case of Alabama basketball's Charles Betty Crocco. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey's filed an affidavit emphatically arguing that he does not want this kid in his league. Not upholding NCAA eligibility rules fuels disruption on the college sports landscape. Court filing on Thursday, one day before Bediaco's injunction hearing, Sankey took clear position against the courts granting eligibility of an athlete at one of his league's marquee brands. And let it be stated that he has come out against Alabama. Of course, he said absolutely nothing publicly because he is literally feckless and not there. He is Greg Sankey. You know what they ought to do? Do they still have fat heads, Bri? We ought to get a fat head of Sankey and put it on the wall behind me here. That's how he's rolling in this league. But he's chimed in a court filing. He's had nothing to say about nothing. Nothing to say about Ole Miss interfering with Clemson. When Dabo White pulled out the receipts. Nothing to nothing. I wonder if he chimes in on the Aguilar case, Bino. Wonder if he gets in the middle of those things.
I doubt it, Tony. I think he's probably more concerned with pros coming back than he is how old his league is. But maybe, I don't know.
Joey going to be, what, 25 next year? Is that right?
This will be his 7th or 8th year of college football, right?
Yeah.
7th or 8th year beyond his graduation.
Yeah. So 25. Yeah. I guess he's a class of 2018, 2019, 25, 26, 24. Let's see, he's 24, 25 at least.
I think his first year, I think he was a 2019 graduate because I think his first college football season was 19, I believe.
Yeah. The thing that's so interesting about this, and as somebody says here, because this is, a lot of things can be true all at once. And I think our audience and the callers and emails and our contribs and everybody involved has done a pretty nice job of this. Like Arnstrait was saying today, that it's not like you're giving all this up the 2027 thing for some guaranteed. This guy did his best work against the have-nots. That's who they beat last year. That's who he played great against. I mean, yeah, he put up numbers. And look, we have a head coach that loves numbers. We know that. And we have a head coach that's extremely risk-averse, so none of this is surprising. That he would be 1,000% in favor of this. None of this is surprising. Me, I just wonder if it's the best thing for the future. That's all. And I think there's a place for me at the table, like Bino said. I think there's a place for somebody like me to belly up to the bar. Brian, you wanted to say something, because what I want to do now, I want to assume that Aguilar is there. And I'm going to ask the sicko of all sickos, presented by Gufan Moving and Storage, Sicko de Sicko Copy, a.k.a. my main man, Hughie, our Friday date, to rank the returning starting quarterbacks in this league as we know them and where Aguilar falls. I mean, is he a top 5 quarterback? I know he put up numbers, but in my world, you have to win games. Well, you said the same thing about Garantano back in the day. I say the same thing about any quarterback. You got to win games, man. This thing, at the end of the day, it's not about throwing for yards. Like, people get on me about this Jalen Hurts guy. Hey, Hurts wins games. Bino, would you rather have a guy that fills up the stats in Indianapolis or a guy goes out and win games? Where are you?
Oh, obviously you want a guy that wins games. Now I'm not sure with that defense that we ran out there,
No question.
that it's real fair to Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not serious defense. So I think there's more than one side. And the other side to this is he's a great kid and he's a great story. That's the other side of it. He's so easy to root for. Such an easy to root for guy. And the fact that he was playing with that injury and never told anybody makes me feel ashamed that I even expressed my opinion, but my opinion's my opinion. Briney, you wanted to say a word about Joey Aguilar in the face of Orange Throat's blog today. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, you mentioned expectations being higher for Coach Heupel with Aguilar as his quarterback next year. But I think expectations are always going to be on the high side when it comes to this football program, because they always have been. And no matter who he has at QB, especially when you're dealing with the coach who is in year 6 that has had success in the recent past, I think what it will do is that if Aguilar is the quarterback, that will give fans more hope for next year instead of raising expectations through the roof for Josh Heupel. That will give them more hope. And also, if you don't think Aguilar can beat good teams on the schedule, how can you then turn around and say that expectations will be higher for Heupel if he's the quarterback?
Bino, are expectations higher with this quarterback now in our fan base?
No, Tony. I think going into year 6, I think our fan base is going to either way. I think they're going to say, "Hey, year 6, we should have been more fortified at quarterback." I don't think expectations go down a drop regardless of who's playing quarterback.
Yuki Baby on the other side. Throaty today lays it out. Throaty goes hard. He goes harder than I go on this thing. Which, again, everybody has, and there are people, all tore up with me. Here's the thing I'm not going to do. He wins his case. You're not going to hear me on here like crusading against the guy. I want him to succeed. I want to win. And like I said on here before, I'm pretty selfish and pretty open and honest. We do better when the Vols are winning at sports. Despite what some people think about me and You're this and you're that. Hey, listen, I want to win. Because winning helps the bottom line. And the last time I checked, I'm in this professionally. I'm not in this, to have good arguments. I'm in this to serve my community, to make a living. You can do both. Service great fan base that I'm a part of. You can do all three of those things. But when you're winning, businesses, brands want to be associated with it. When the football team's 6-6, Bean will tell you this. He was involved in this game for a while on the sales side. You can't give it away when your team's not any good. Can't give it away. You're holding on for dear life. You're waiting for the worm to turn. I'm just thinking, to me, when I envision this, I just envision this season being a year where you get those two quarterbacks ready for 27 and figure out who can play. That's all. That's all. I don't have anything against this quarterback other than I don't think he's going to lead you to a playoff berth. Now, if you're going to tell me you're going to make a playoff berth, I'd say, yeah, let's do that. But you don't think that either, do you? Living Vol fan, you don't think we're making the playoff, do you? I mean, because ultimately, that's what this thing's about. Ultimately, that's what this thing's about. Brief timeout, more after this.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gufon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufon Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Cold weather is here. Is your heating system ready and running efficiently? Don't wait to find out. A simple tune-up now can help prevent costly breakdowns when you need your heat the most. Right now, Pipe Wrench is offering a $79 heating system tune-up to keep your home warm, safe, and worry-free all winter long. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune every part of your heating system for maximum efficiency and comfort, helping you avoid surprise breakdowns and high energy bills. And with Pipe Wrench Home Service's same-day service guarantee, you won't be left out in the cold waiting for help. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Schedule your $79 heating system tune-up today at PipeWrench.com before winter decides to test your heater. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. For standard systems only, visit PipeWrench.com for details.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore is the best, and right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com. Living Vol fan, when it's time to get ready for 2026 and what's ahead, there's only one place. It's Alumni Hall, the best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands, Nike, Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. And check this out. All the basketball stuff that the Tennessee basketball fan could ever need. Some great Tennessee baseball stuff as well. Any season, any reason. Alumni Hall, 3 locations in Knoxville. Also Murfreesboro, Bristol, and now open, of course, in Johnson City. And anytime online, alumnihall.com. Say it loud, say it proud. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience, Alumni Hall. Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Bradley's and your Tony Basilio show are a Knoxville tradition. And these days, just like Tony B's show has taken off like a rocket ship, so have my friends at Bradley's. Sure, they still have all the delicious chocolate you're used to, like the chocolate-covered popcorn in the assortment boxes. They're now called Bradley's Gift and Home, and they have so much more than chocolate. Bradley's Gift and Home has all kinds of amazing curated gifts, jewelry, candles, and other for her gift items that will keep you from having to go anywhere else. Guys, Trust me, as Basilio would say, Bradley's Gifted Home have taken it to the next level. And remember, Bradley's will have freshly dipped chocolate-covered strawberries in milk and white chocolate at both of their locations, 141 North Beaters Road and 138 Biddle Farms Boulevard in Farragut next to Tupelo Honey. Strawberries available February 13th and 14th. See you at Bradley's Bradley's Gift and Home. See our website, shopbradleys.com.
Turner, baby, you're making me hungry for some Bradleys. I'm going to have to send Hughie some Bradleys. Hughie can be my main man. I'm telling you right now, he brings it long and strong. It's the eve of the Kentucky game, the eve of their destruction, Barry Maguire. It is going to be absolutely next level. Make no mistake about it. As Hughie Bear presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. And somebody's going to be moving tomorrow after that game onto a better basketball season because our schedule lightens up after that game is played, and Kentucky's got a road to hoe. So if Tennessee can knock them off their moorings tomorrow, that could be pretty injurious to Kentucky's world, which has gotten right since their game in Thompson Bowling. They've been playing pretty well. Got smoked at Vanderbilt, but they figured some things out, just like Tennessee has. And my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, as we bring Hughie Bear in, have been at it since 1887. That's 139 years. Now that we're in 2026, I can do my math. And that fires me up. You know, Tom Gufon says, Tony, I love how you represent us. I said, Tom, to be associated with such a historic brand, to be associated with the longest running moving company in these United States of America, I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And the work that they do and the thousands and thousands of people they've moved down through the years. But let's, without further ado, bring the great Mike Huguenin in with us. And Hughie, miss a week, miss a lot. The news broke a couple days ago that, well, the new thing now, you get in a local court and you get a TRO. You get yourself a temporary restraining order in a local court. And the great Marcos Garza was on with us a couple days ago, and he says that's going to turn into something permanent here in a few weeks because that's the way we fight our battles in local courts now, Hughie, and we win. We play home games, and we win in major college sports. Hughie, your thoughts on the ramifications of Tennessee's season with Joey Aguilar returning?
A much higher floor at quarterback. I don't think he's anything close to elite. The idea that, okay, he is a veteran, he's old, he's played in the offense, he understands for a bunch of teams. But, you know, is he the kind of quarterback that takes a team to a playoff? If he doesn't make mistakes, yeah. But, I mean, I don't think he's going to win games for Tennessee. But, again, the floor is higher with him. And sometimes the floor matters more than the ceiling.
Bino, the floor matters more than the ceiling. Do you agree with that, Beanstar?
Well, along with Mike, I don't think there's any question that Tennessee will have a better football team next year. Well, I believe they'll have a better football team next year with Joey playing quarterback as opposed to one of the younger kids who's never played. Going up against the schedule that Tennessee's getting ready to face. The question is, how much better? And that I don't know.
And that's the difference. Hughie, the Vols are getting ready to face a schedule that's just a different breed of cat, man. Which I guess is a good reason to have a veteran. You know, you want a veteran. Personally, I'd like to see one of the kids play, but that makes me kind of crazy and, you know, different and all that. And I don't know. When I'm like Bino, half the time when I think about it, I'm like, what in the world are you saying, Tony? And half the time I'm thinking, I kind of know what Joey Aguilar is. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's rank them. Let's go around the room.
Presumably,
yeah, go ahead.
He can play. He can play better than he did this year.
Sure.
I think he threw 10 or 11 picks.
Yep.
So maybe he cuts that down by 2 or 3 or 4.
Yep.
But again, if he is the quarterback next year, what does that mean for 2027? And I know in this era of college football, I think the vast majority of coaches, if not every single one, worries about right now rather than in the future. But if he's your quarterback in 2026, then do you feel comfortable rolling out a first-time starter in 2027, or do you go to the portal again, like you went to it and got Aguilar? So that's one of the things I think that coaches need to worry about. I think in the old days, i.e. 10 years ago, Tennessee fans would be excited to see McIntyre. Okay, he's a huge recruit. He's a Tennessee kid. It was a big recruiting battle. We got him. Let's see how he is. He could be the starter for 3 years. In this era, it's, I want a guy who has played before. I don't care if he's a mercenary, and I'm not calling Aguilar a mercenary.
Wonderful.
I'm just saying that,
Yeah.
Let's think if you're a University of Miami fan. If they didn't get Darian Mensah, oh my God, our season's over.
Yeah.
So it's and because the quarterback obviously in a Heupel offense is vital in a lot of ways, more so I think than in other offenses. And at least Aguilar is used to the offense and knows what Heupel and Hazel want. The difference is, how do you know that McIntyre, for instance, wouldn't be even better in that offense after 3 or 4 games? So I'm sure they're gonna ride with Aguilar if he's eligible. Again, that gives you a higher floor, but I don't think Tennessee's going to the playoffs next year, no matter who the quarterback is.
And see, that's kind of my point. My point is, if you tell me I'm going to the playoffs, I'm in. Bino, is that kind of a foolish thing of me to say out loud, or is that an okay thing? Is that an okay position from your perspective?
No, I mean, Tony, I think that's basically my perspective. I'm going to be happy if Joey comes back, but if Tennessee does not make the playoffs, I'm going to question whether that was the best thing for Tennessee to have happened.
Okay, well, now I don't feel so nuts, because I think you're a pretty reasoned guy. I think I'm sort of all over the place. Hughie, would you say that Bino's probably a little more logical than I am, having done with, and I'm a little more emotional?
So that goes back to, I think, again, Kurt Cignetti is the worst, is both the best and worst thing that ever happened to college football coaches. He proves you can do it at a school that hasn't done it.
Yep.
But he also, the inordinate amount of pressure he puts on coaches at schools that think they should be doing this kind of thing. And Tennessee's one. And Florida's another. I mean, John Summerall's under a ton of pressure already. Florida State, they've already given up on their season, it seems.
Yes.
You got people a little bit antsy at Georgia. What's going on here?
Yes.
We've been in the playoffs the last 2 years, but we've lost twice.
Yeah.
We haven't even won a game in the playoff, and Indiana's winning it. So, I think the idea that you can be, I don't think any coach is willing to develop a player if it costs him a game or two at quarterback. Whereas in the past, I think you're like, we're going to live with his growing pains and be better off next season. I don't think any coach has that mindset anymore.
No, and you're right about people wanting to see the young kids play, because somebody just put in our YouTube chat where I'm getting kind of drug, which is okay. I'm not afraid to give my opinion. People think, well, he's doing a bit. I'm not doing a bit. And then Bino's not doing a bit. Bino, you doing a bit? I'm not doing a bit. Maybe Bino's.
No, I'm not good at bits.
Yeah,
so.
we're not. I'm giving you my opinion. So, and I think my opinion's warranted. I think the thing about this argument is that everybody makes a good case. Like, who wouldn't want a quarterback that raises your floor, like Hughie's saying, when you're getting ready to play top level competition? I agree with that. If you could tell me we could do that and mix and match and introduce those young quarterbacks into this thing as we go, I would be for that. But that's not what this head coach is going to do. He's already shown me that. He's not going to do that. In fact, none of these head coaches are going to do that. But anyway, I digress. Let's rank them. How many of these top flight in the league that we think are the top? And by the way, some of the guys that are on this list now, won't be on this list at the end of the year. It's college football, as much as they've changed it, it's still the same. It's still a sport driven by opinion, which is why it's such an interesting sport. It's still driven by opinion. There are people out there that still believe that Notre Dame was one of the 4 best teams in the sport, whether or not they got into the playoffs, and it makes the game extremely interesting. So, Hughie, let's go ahead if we can, and we'll go around the room. Let's rank the quarterbacks. Who's your number 1 guy in the league this year?
Gets his, what it would be, 6th year. If he gets his 6th year, I think he'll go into the season as the best quarterback in the league.
And who's that? Who was that?
If he doesn't, I think it's Stockton or Manning.
Okay, so you've got the kid at Ole Miss, because I think the kid at Ole Miss they're gonna go the local court route. So you've got Chambliss up top. Chambliss is 1, and then you've got let's just throw them out there real quick. Let's make tiers here. Chambliss, Stockton,
Manning and Stockton 2 or 3 in some order.
Manning,
okay. Marcel Reed 4, John Mateer 5,
Reed,
Lenore Stellar 6, Aguilar 7. That's among the guys who are coming back.
What about the kid at LSU?
Well, I'm not counting. I haven't seen him play at LSU yet. I think Levitt's got a very high ceiling if he's healthy. I think Mateer last year was bothered by the dude broke his hand in October, so he did not show what he could be. I wasn't counting any transfers in there. I think Levitt has the potential to be one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in the league, and if he's one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in the league, he's going to be one of the best dozen or so in the country. Is he able to go through spring practice because of his foot? That makes a big difference, I think, because he's playing in a totally new offense. He's a smart kid. This will be the 3rd offense he's played in. Obviously, Kiffin likes him because they spent a ton of money on him.
Yes.
So I was just ranking the 7 guys who are coming back. But I think that Levitt, if he's healthy, is going to be one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the league. There's going to be a ton of pressure on him. I sort of still wonder about the LSU rushing attack and the LSU offensive line. But for the most part, Kiffin has shown that whoever his running back is productive and a big-time producer. But I'm still the idea that they basically chased off every offensive lineman with a pulse at LSU and don't seem to be worried. That's intriguing to me.
So you got Chambliss up top, Stockton, Manning, Reed, Mateer, and then Aguilar. You got Aguilar like 6. Is that right?
Yeah, I think Sellers has a higher ceiling.
Or Sellers, okay.
But I also think Sellers has a lower floor.
Yeah, okay, so we'll put Sellers below him. Okay. Brian, how do you rank them? We're just
I like Manning.
Here. All right.
I like Manning 1. Yep. I like I think Mateer I got 2nd.
Wow.
You also have to look at Marcel Reed being up there. And I'll just give my top 3. I'll give those 3 as my top 3. Aguilar would probably be 5th or 6th.
So he's in your 2nd tier. How would you tier? Yeah. Would you tier these guys, Hughie? Would you say Aguilar is a 2nd tier guy in the league?
Returners, yes. Among all of them, maybe he's 3rd.
3rd tier?
Because again, I don't know how you can rank the guys at LSU, at Florida,
yes,
Missouri, Kentucky. I don't know how you can rank those guys until they actually do something.
Okay, because the chef Heflin's in here as well. I might drag the chef into this because the chef's gonna tell you about his new podcast he's got here in a little bit. But Bino, look at the quarterbacks. Look at them on paper. This is kind of fun. We're getting through a February day here. And Joey Aguilar and the local courts are giving us a reason to look at this. It's interesting stuff.
I did put Stockton up there. I should have had him like in the top 4. So excuse me for admitting that.
No. You're the top 4 have to be right. Stockton, Chambliss, Manning, and Reed, I would think, right? That's the top 4. And then I don't get Mateer. I don't like Mateer like you guys like him. I find him to be kind of a silly quarterback that does silly things, but I don't know. Maybe I'm missing the boat on him. Bino, go ahead.
Tony, if Chambliss regains his eligibility and Levitt is healthy,
yeah,
then the top tier to me is Chambliss, Stockton, Manning, Reed, and Levitt. Those are the top 5 quarterbacks, top tier. Yep. And then just underneath those, I would have Joey alongside Lenore Sellers and John Mateer. So I think that Joey is just outside the top 5. Assuming Chambliss, if Chambliss doesn't get his eligibility and Levitt is not healthy, then I move Joey up into that top tier.
So they're telling me, Hughie, that we're not counting the stats last year. This guy was he was up top in the SEC in passing yards, and how can we say he's not? How do we rectify?
Quarterback is in a Heupel offense is going to be 1, 2, or 3 in the league in passing. That's the offense he runs. What bothered me was the amount of interceptions he threw. I think he played better in the first half of the season, and once there was a little bit of tape of him in that offense, sometimes he struggled later in the season.
I agree with that.
His completion percentage was impressive, 67,
yeah.
But in some respects, if your quarterback's still completing less than 65% of his passes, your quarterback's not all that good anymore, which is a gigantic change. But again, I think that if McIntyre, for instance, is the quarterback, I think he'll be 1, 2, or 3 in the league in passing yards per game, just because that's Heupel's offense. Now he might throw more than 10 picks, and he might make bad reads, but I think whoever the quarterback is in a Heupel offense is going to throw for a lot of yards.
The interception thing scares me with Joey, and it scares me this year. Same reason that Mateer's decision making and some of the crazy things he does on a football field scares me as well. So I go back to that playoff game. I mean, he just does wacko things. So that's reasons why I would keep both those guys out of tier 1 in my mind. But Beanstalk
did break his hand.
Well, I know he broke. Well, and Joey played with a tumor in his throwing arm, which they have had surgery. He's had surgery on it. Bino, are we being too rough on a guy that had a tumor in his arm? Talking about the interceptions and the fact that when they got tape on him, they kind of slowed him down. Plus, they also realized that he wasn't a very good runner, which allowed them also to get him under control a little bit.
Well, now what I'll concede, Tony, is everyone that I put in front of him, without question, with the possible exception of Levitt, because we don't know, had a better surrounding cast than Joey had, especially a better defense and a better kicking game.
Yes. Now Arch had a terrible offensive line last year. I'm not sure how good Levitt's offensive line at LSU is going to be. Now, they did add the Seton kid from Colorado, who's a kid that was committed to Tennessee at one time. Great tackle. How much better is LSU's line going to be? Hughie, you're a sicko.
They had no qualms at all about basically letting anybody with a pulse leave up front. So Seton cost a ton of money.
Yep.
They spent a lot of money on their line, sort of like what Texas Tech did to get to the playoff. Though I would argue that Texas Tech's defensive line, the money was much better spent than on the offensive line. But it's the way that Kiffin has done stuff. He's a portal guy. He doesn't care about I don't care about a third year offensive lineman. I want a 5th year offensive lineman. So he went out and got 4- and 5-year offensive linemen, paying them nice amount of money. I don't know. I'll be honest. I I've never talked to anybody who said that he runs a difficult offense for an offensive lineman. So I have no idea what offensive line coaches think of Kiffin's offense in terms of teaching it. I have no idea. So, but I think that's important when you consider that Levitt, if he doesn't play this spring,
that's right, and he might not.
I think going forward for the fall,
yeah,
that is something to watch.
And that's
now,
one
they
of the
did
reasons,
bring the Longstreet kid in, the 5-star guy from SC, but he's supposed to be the backup. So that's it's Sam Levitt's health is extremely interesting for not only the SEC race but the potential national title race.
And I guess the thing with Aguilar too, when you have a surgery on your arm, there's no guarantees you come back 100% either. I have no idea. The thing about a lot of this stuff, Hughie, is that we're not going to know till we see the game kicked off, until we see 4 weeks of it. But it's still a great argument and debate sport, and this is an interesting argument and debate topic. Our panel has Chambliss, Stockton, Manning, and Reed ranked ahead. And in the first tier, Bino throws Levitt in there. And then the second tier is Aguilar, Mateer, and Sellers. And here's the thing about Sellers. You put Sellers on a team like Tennessee with a pretty good supporting cast, he'd be pretty damn good, Bino. He's like a one-man team running around out there at South Carolina. I'm surprised he stayed there, Beanstar, and didn't get down to Miami, which was the big rumor in the offseason.
Yeah, me too, Tony. I think he's the one that's being discounted the most simply because of the situation that he's in.
And that is true, right, Hughie? Like, if he's on a better team, we probably think more of him, right? But he's like a one-man wrecking crew out there.
Right, and I think you look at Lenore Sellers and see a guy with a really strong arm, like Joe Milton, not as good as Milton, but got a cannon.
Yeah.
And extremely mobile.
Yes.
He's an extra running back in the back.
I would love to see him in this offense. I would love to see him for that mobility.
The completion percentage isn't going to be high, but
right.
I think Sellers would thrive in a Heupel offense.
Oh, I think he would be dynamite in this offense. Just absolutely. I would love this. 2 things I'd like to see in Heupel's offense is a athlete like him that can throw a deep ball like he can, and a dynamic make you miss running back, because they would scheme a running back into secondaries and it would be extremely fun to watch. We've had neither so far, but who knows? Maybe at some point we'll get, because Hooker was a real good athlete, like in the open field, but he wasn't one of these tremendously dynamic upper tier, make you miss guys. But he ran enough to be extremely effective, and obviously his passing game. And when he came along, they were just so far ahead of the pack too, the way they were doing things. All right, Hughie, as Mike Hugan and presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, your Gufon Moving and Storage has been at it, as we told you, since the late 1800s. I mean, getting it done. And here's the thing. Shout out to Taylor. He's 5th generation. Shout out to their new offerings as they continue to stay on the vanguard and the cutting edge. Secure vaulted storage, and the newest offering, commercial storage logistics. If you're a business owner and you're looking for a place to park things, and you've got a need for receiving storage delivery, we will handle that for you at Gufon Moving and Storage. Want to encourage you to check out the website over at GufonMovingandStorage.com, Gufon.com. Also, you can click on the link when you check out our blog today over at tclub.team. It's an interesting discussion. Another interesting discussion, we were talking about the SEC tomorrow, and we get an opportunity to see the tiers of the league tomorrow, Hughie. How would you tier the Southeastern Conference when you look at these teams right now?
From the bottom up.
Yeah.
I think that South Carolina and Oklahoma will be looking for new coaches. I think LSU is about 50-50 on the new coach. And I think Ole Miss and Mississippi State they have zero chance to make the NCAA field.
Yep.
And their coaches are going to be on the hot seat next season. And if you're, Chris Jans at Mississippi State, they can't score. Then you got Chris Beard at Ole Miss, and I think there's a lot of folks that, given Chris Beard's background, have zero issues with Ole Miss struggling.
Yep.
So those five, take those five out. I think Georgia, Texas, Missouri, and Auburn are all bubble teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, Vandy, Kentucky, A&M, and Florida are all comfortably in. I don't think any SEC team this year is going to make the Final Four. I think there's a lot of flaws, but I think we'll find a heck of a lot more out about A&M tomorrow. They play host to Florida.
Yes.
At the same time, Kentucky plays host to Tennessee. Both those games are gigantic. Alabama and Auburn play tomorrow as well. Another gigantic game, but A&M, you got to give Bucky McMillan credit. I don't know how good they are. We're going to find out more. They're fun to watch, a lot more fun than they were under Buzz Williams. Vanderbilt is interesting to watch. In Kentucky, they have looked horrible 3 times this year. Gonzaga embarrassed them. Michigan State embarrassed them. Vandy embarrassed them. And yet here they are. They've won 7 of 8. And they're squarely back in the hunt. I think Tennessee, if they play their usual level of defense, can beat Kentucky tomorrow, even if it's in Rupp.
I agree with that. I expect to win. I expect to win that game, Hughie. That's how crazy this league is. Bino, that's how crazy this series is. I literally expect to win that game tomorrow, which is what I wrote in the blog. Bino, Jeff? I expect to win that game tomorrow, Bino, Jeff. Bino, Jeff there?
I'm here, Tony.
Okay. I expect to win.
Sorry, I was muted. You're a little bit ahead of me, Tony. The way this series has gone of late, I think Tennessee certainly can win. Expect to win is too strong for me.
All right. My top of the league, Hughie, is, and this is no particular order, but I've got Florida, Bama. I've got Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Arkansas, and A&M in my first tier. That's me. And then I think the middle 4 are Kentucky, Missouri, Texas. I'll put Georgia in that middle 4, and I agree with you on the bottom of the league. And also shout out to LSU as well, Hughie, because I think they'll be changing coaches, even though he's a local guy and a good guy. And
yeah, Matt McMahon.
They cut the knees
out. It's not working. The thing is that I think they're gonna win 18 games, but I don't know if you bring him back.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Their non-conference schedule was an absolute joke.
Yes.
And you watch them play in SEC, and they don't have the talent. When he was at Murray State, McMahon got the talent and dominated his leagues, but this team is not very good. I think again, A&M is questionable to me. We'll know more tomorrow. Arkansas. I think you look at Arkansas' schedule and you're thinking they may have benefited from a relatively easier early SEC schedule. And I don't trust Calipari in the tournament.
Oh, I know.
So A-Cup is really good. He's also a freshman. I'm interested in seeing what happens when, more and more teams are hunting him out on both ends of the court. Let's see what happens there. Vandy, that's a well-coached team. Alabama is just way too reliant on the three-pointer. Way too reliant on the three-pointer. I think back to Sunday, Florida scored 72 points in the paint.
Yeah.
And Alabama they looked like 6th graders going against high school kids. Florida just embarrassed them down low. And Bediako was a total non-factor. He fouled out and was taunted throughout the game with chance of G League dropouts, which I thought was pretty
very next level. Very ingenious of those kids. Yes, very good. It's what
the Alabama really the idea of defense at Alabama. Let's play really hard for 10 seconds. Let's go. This is just the ball back and jack up at 3. So
that game the other night with A&M was the most non-defensive, indefensible defensive game. Rick Barnes literally would need Rolaids to get through that game, like a whole pack of them. He would have major heartburn and maybe palpitations, Hughie, watching that video back.
We're taking in that game. 79 3-pointers.
79 three
balls. And 55 2-pointers.
It's unbelievable, Andy. All right, so Brian Hartman, what's your top of the league? Who are your teams? My top 7 are Florida, Alabama, Vandy, Tennessee, Arkansas, A&M. Who are yours, Bri?
It's hard to separate a lot of the tiers because everyone just sort of lays on top of each other if you look at it.
Yep.
But you've got to have Florida and A&M, and I think Arkansas in terms of talent, they're right up there. You can make a strong argument that you could have a tier that you can't really separate. There could be as many as 7 different teams. You could even have Alabama in there, Tennessee, Arkansas, Vandy, Kentucky, Florida, and A&M. I think Missouri and Auburn are a notch below those 7.
Yeah.
And you could probably throw Texas in there. Texas, Georgia, Auburn, Missouri could be a tier. And then Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU, South Carolina, Oklahoma. I think the bottom has definitely separated itself from the rest of them in a bad way, in a dubious way. So I'll put 7 teams in my first tier, 4 in my second, and 5 in my bottom tier.
I'll tell you one thing, Hughie, and you can make no mistake about this. That Oklahoma team, I don't know what happened to the guy that used to coach in Chicago, but that ain't the guy coaching at Oklahoma right now. That guy in Chicago, his teams were tough. They defended you. They got after you. They got in your jock. They were physical. This team he has now is brutal on 10 continents, my friend.
They played a very tough schedule, but that's just not a very good team. And I think Moser, I don't know, I don't think the basketball NIL is where it needs to be.
Yep.
I think Moser is a guy who probably is a mid-major coach, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that if he has a little less talent, he can beat you. But I think this Oklahoma team has a lot less talent, and coaching only takes you so far. The Loyola team that got to the Final Four had no business being there in terms of the talent level. He outcoached a lot of really good coaches, and his team was veteran. That doesn't happen anymore. But yeah, I think Oklahoma will be looking for a new coach. South Carolina is certainly looking for a new coach.
That poor guy.
Yeah, I agree. I think LSU, I think it's 50-50. I think the only thing that might save Matt McMahon is the amount of money they're spending on football.
His AD came out and said they don't make the tournament, he's gone. I mean, that ain't doing your head coach any favors anyway. Okay, so Hughie, it's time for Gufon Moving and Storage's Mover of the Week, as presented by the great Mike Huguenin.
Okay, this is a weird one. There's a company called Rally House that makes college sports apparel.
Rally House.
The newest T-shirt from Rally House says Big Ten Trifecta, and it's got the logos of Michigan, Ohio State, and Indiana. Okay, who's buying that shirt? You ain't buying a shirt if you're a Michigan or Ohio State fan, because there's no way you're going to wear a shirt with your arch rival's logo on it. And if you're Indiana, just buy an Indiana shirt. And if you're a Purdue fan or a Michigan State fan, why am I going to wear that shirt? That is quite possibly one of the dumbest T-shirts I've ever seen from a sports standpoint.
Bino, that thing sounds like it's going to end up in some orphanages in Russia, like our orange shoes we wore back in '88. When Johnny Major said, "Get those things out of here," I never want to see them again.
There'll be at least one of those in your basement, Tony.
He's laughing at he's making light of the fact, Hughie, that I'm a junk collector, and that's instant junk.
That is a junk. I mean, seriously, it'd be like an Alabama logo, a Tennessee logo, and a Georgia logo. Oh my God, no one would wear that shirt.
Hughie, who we like in the Super Bowl on the way out?
Seattle.
I think it's going to be a
I think
close
they're
game.
going to get after Drake May.
Close game or blowout?
I think it'll be close. It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a nice ending to the football season, which should make everybody cry a little bit.
I agree with that. Hughie, will you be partaking of Bad Bunny at halftime?
I mean, I didn't even, when they had Petty and the Who and I don't watch halftime shows.
I agree with that.
That's when you clean stuff up.
Yep.
No. But I would watch Bad Bunny before I'd watch Kid Rock.
Hughie, thank you.
That's an extremely low bar.
I agree with that. I never got Kid Rock's appeal. I don't understand it.
No.
He desecrated Sweet Home Alabama. I mean, and then he sung some fake country ballad with Sheryl Crow, which was just brutal. I got your picture on the wall. Thank you, Hughie. I love you. You're the man. I stand with Hughie. I'll be at the Puppy Bowl, Bino. That's what I do. I do the Puppy Bowl during Super Bowl Sunday. I like my dogs. Now, speaking of the big game, before we do that,
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
All right, so I think both halftime shows are brutal. I was watching my boy Rick Beato the other day on YouTube, who does a great channel, Beato. He's excellent. And he compared the Grammys of 1984 to these Grammys we just watched. And look, I think there's a lot of musically talented people, but it gets hidden in today's modern production. You can't even, and some of these songs, the craft of songwriting and the changes they're using and how basic and the melodies that people are, none of those songs are memorable except the song that won Song of the Year. That's a really, really well constructed song. But anyway, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have a gentleman I'd now like to introduce to us, or to introduce to me, introduce to you. Pino, I'm half roached.
It's a good intro, Tony. Carry on.
Thank you. How am I doing so far, Bino? Did I bungle that?
Outstanding.
Ladies and gentlemen, it must be baseball season. You know, it's like that old song, must be Santa, Santa Claus. It must be baseball season because when I clicked on that thumbnail today, and it's a beautiful, beautiful shot, and I see that over there on our YouTube channel, we got ourselves a podcast, and the chef is cooking one up for us each week. Will Heflin of Garza Law Extra Innings fame. How we doing, my man?
Doing well, Tony. It sure does feel like baseball season outside, doesn't it?
Yeah, in Anchorage, Alaska, maybe.
Yeah,
How
no
hard
kidding.
is it? How hard is it, Chef, to prepare for a season when you get 0 days outside in the winter? Like these guys this year have gotten 0 days outside. There's no way they're out there the last couple of weeks, as in 0 days outside.
No. If they were out there, it was brief for a scrimmage, warm up inside, go outside, stand it as long as you can, and then run back inside. But it stinks, but everybody deals with it. So the school calendar being the way it is determines the baseball season starting when it does. And it makes you wonder why you didn't go play in Florida somewhere. But sometimes it's not too bad. I mean, we'll get some 60s and upper 50s sprinkled in here late February. So the preseason is absolutely brutal. There's no sugarcoating that.
Well, and you today talk about what we're going to hear in your podcast. Share with the living listener what the podcast is going to be about.
Yeah. So the
and by the way, to the
to
living listener, you're going to be able to
Go
hear
ahead.
that anywhere that you catch your podcast. You will look for it. But go ahead. The weekend rotation with Will Heflin. Go ahead, Willie.
So we've got extra innings, Tony, and that's our reaction show.
Yep.
But I want to have something to go off of as a prediction show or a preview show, if you will. So it'll be very similar to the winners and losers show that we did before each football slate.
Mm-hmm.
This one will obviously be 95% focused on Tennessee, but we'll look around the league. If there's any betting lines already out, we'll go over those. But really just have something to go off of where I kind of spiel what I think's going to happen, what I'm looking for, and it'll give me something to go off of early on extra innings. Hey, here's what we said. Here's where we were right. Here's where we were wrong. And it's just something to kind of get me going into the weekend. And I hope the listeners, use it for the same way. Just kind of a nice little pairing, a duo, if you will, with extra innings that I had so much fun doing last year. And I'll have guests, like you'll be on anytime you want. And then I'll bring some people on the media. Our good friend Ben McKee will have to make an appearance.
He the main.
I'll have Bry on there. I'll have Matt Dixon on there.
Yep.
Bino, if he wants to jump on there, he can jump on there. But we'll mix it up each week. I'll try to bring in some sharp people, and then maybe some former players mixed in, and we'll just see where it goes. But it'll be fun.
What a weird time, man. No Tony Vitello. Has that sunk into you yet?
That's one of the most. I got to say this the right way so it doesn't come off wrong, but it's one of the most interesting things about this season is you really got used to what Tennessee baseball was, and you knew exactly what it was going to look like headed into the season. And then it was like, okay, let's just get to June and see where the chips fall. And they either fell in Super Regionals or Omaha every year for 6 years in a row or 5 years, however long since 2020. The season that got canceled, 21 on, it was Omaha, Supers, or National Championship, and those were your three options. And Josh Elander has been with Vitello before his Tennessee stint, but all of his Tennessee stint as well. So there'll be some similarities, but it's going to be different, and it's going to be weird seeing Tennessee baseball without 22 out there. And I said it on the first recording of the weekend rotation. I think that the floor for this team and the ceiling are miles apart. And that's why you go out there and play the game. But, I mean, the talent's there, Tony. They're ranked anywhere from 3 to like 17 in the preseason polls. So what does that tell you? Nobody else knows what's going to happen either. Everybody knows it's a really good roster, but we just don't know. And I don't think that's a shot at Elander. Everybody thinks he's more than well equipped to be the man. But it's his first year, right? And we saw two guys last year in their first year that had very different seasons. One was Schnall at Coastal. He finished losing in the national championship. And we also had Michael Early, who was the preseason unanimous number 1 at A&M, and they didn't even make the tournament. So it can go one of a lot of different ways.
And I thought Early would be the late Michael Early when that season first started.
That was so odd the way it played out. And, they had some injuries. They lost Grahovac early. He's going to be back, should have a big year.
Yes.
And they're dudes that, everybody was ranking them where they were because Laviolette was supposed to carry the load. He struggled early, and I think it was a team that just got emotional with the slow start. And I don't see that happening under Josh Elander. I think one of the things Tennessee fans will come to love about him is how steady he is. But there's going to be some growing pains, no doubt about it. And hopefully they're better for him.
So we have a lot to get into today. Very little time to get there. Bino, any thoughts for the chef? I know the base runner in you. Be a good time to bring up this change in philosophy, because Josh Elander, one of the things that he said in his couple of his press stops is that we're going to hold base runners.
Well, how much of a point of a contention now that Frank's gone? And I know you love Frank, but among the team, behind the scenes, how much of a point of contention was that with guys that we would just surrender bases to people, not even worry about it? Like it's like we're out there playing biddy ball or something. Like we're back to being 11 years old again.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the easiest things to point to and say, okay, we can improve on this. And I think they will. I mean, Elander was a catcher, so he obviously wants to give that position group a chance to put up better numbers in terms of how many guys they throw out. And it's really not the hardest thing in the world to fix. So he has mentioned that they will. I don't think it's going to be like, I don't think they've spent all of their preseason focused on that, but it really is just a shift in mentality. Is like, hey, we're going to value that 90 feet a little bit.
And Will, from my standpoint, it's not the 90 feet. I don't worry about the 90 feet. It's the 180 feet that I worry about. Us giving up second and third. We give up second. You give up third. I mean, when you're making every hitter Willie Wilson, that's what I have problem with.
I hear you. I also think there's been a shift in the league with some of the teams playing, you know, everything goes in waves, right? And the last decade or so in the SEC, it was such a power league. But these last couple of years, man, you've seen some teams really lean into the run game and having some versatility at the plate and more, you know, different style of offenses. And so I think you have to be a chameleon as a program and how you play defense. And it's like, you know, you're going to play 3 games against Kentucky and Vanderbilt every year, and they're going to run. So you've got to be good at it.
Pretty
hey, Will,
amazing.
I watched your premiere. Very good. Those of you who haven't seen it, jump on YouTube, check it out. Will goes over the hitters, goes over the freshmen. Just an excellent start, Will. I look forward to it all season long.
Thank you, sir. We'll have a lot of fun doing it, and it's going to be a fun baseball season. It's a cool time of year. I mean, we're talking about Joey football. Football's year round, but we're going to be middle of March Madness. Baseball's starting up. I mean, this is one of the fun times of the year for Tennessee fans, especially those like myself that really hold baseball of high importance. That's a hard word. But anyways, you've got a lot going on right now. I know football's over, you know, come Sunday will be the last game, the Super Bowl. But it's going to be a fun stretch here as we get to mid-February, baseball kickoff, and then you've got March, and then into summer, it's all Tennessee baseball. So,
and by the way,
while it's here, it seems like these seasons fly nowadays.
And by the way, Willie, as Will Heflin joins, we will have a Garza Law extra innings after that first series down in Houston, and then those will begin once we get to Lee play, when we start playing in the Lee. And Tennessee's got a great home schedule this year, Will. It's going to be fun, man. I can't wait to see Texas. That's going to be fun.
It's a great league schedule. There's no such thing as a bad league schedule in the SEC, especially now you've taken out the division, so you get more of a variety. But you're right, Texas coming to Lindsey Nelson will be awesome. And for those that don't know, it's 10 weeks. Back to back. There is no bye week once the SEC season starts. So you better strap up and be ready for 3 wars every single weekend.
Yep.
And you're right. We'll do the first extra innings after that big tournament in Texas. So after the Virginia Tech game Sunday, we'll go live on Garza Law extra innings and start taking calls. Hopefully the Vols are like 15-0 by that point. But either way, we'll jump on there and dissect the thing. Look at it scientifically or emotionally, whatever you so choose. And from there, I think we've got one more week in between, and then we start conference play, like you said. So it'll be every weekend. And then once postseason starts,
yes,
and Tennessee has made a reoccurring schedule of being in the postseason, we'll do it after every single game starting from Hoover on.
Yeah, it's fun. And by the way, Beanstar we visited with Dave earlier in the week. Would he be on the scientific or would he be on the emotional scale, Bino? Where would Dave fall?
Dave would be on the emotional side of the seesaw, and whoever was on the other side would just be catapulted out into space somewhere.
I mean, and Will, you got to interface with Dave last year. He is he's an acquired taste.
For the I love me some Dave.
Say? Dave wears it on his sleeve,
I consider him a hybrid. He's got it scientifically, but if Jay Abernathy's not in the leadoff spot, then it's going to be some emotion for Mr. Dave.
I consider Dave a jackass. Okay, well, let's talk about the Super Bowl. And Dave, I mean that with all due respect to you. How do we see this game, guys? We haven't talked about it at all this week, but yet I am pretty excited about it. And by the way, BB Buntley says, Basilio, it's Beato. I know it's Beato. I'm a paisan. He's from upstate New York. His brother plays in a really cool cover band. They grew up together. He's got a great story. I love him. I love what he does. And he is right. Kid Rock samples Sweet Home Alabama. Now, people are telling me that he's sampling Werewolves of London. I mean, the chord structures are pretty similar in those tunes. But maybe he samples both. I've never caught that he samples both. But Kid Rock, I don't understand him. I don't get him. I never got him. I apologize for that. I'm sorry. I will give you my opinion. And Bad Bunny, I don't, Bad Bunny, I don't, it's not for me. No offense. Okay, so.
Is that a good bunny?
I'm watching the Puppy Bowl. Brian, some would say there are. I like bunnies. Out in the meadow. It's a very peaceful animal. My dog's never yet caught one. My dog's a hapless hunter. She's a real dum-dum. Okay. So Fleet Pete just said I sound like an old man. Get off my lawn. No, I don't think I'm going to get off my lawn, guy. I'll watch a Puppy Bowl. I'll watch a game. I don't pay attention to the commercials either. I watch it for the foot. That's why I love the NFC and AFC championship games, because those are for the real sports fan. This week is for, I don't even know what this week is for. Bino, do you feel that way about the Super Bowl too, or am I the only one?
I think this is the least anticipated Super Bowl that I can ever remember. And I don't know if it's because none of us wanted to see Kansas City, but without them in there, there's nobody to really pull against.
Yeah.
Nobody hates New England anymore since Brady and Belichick's exit. So, I mean, it wouldn't bother me if either one of these teams won it.
Real Mr. Tubbs says Kid Rock's 1,000 times better than Taylor Swift. I'm not going to argue with you. One of those two is a prolific songwriter, and the other one is a sampler and a media creation, and who started out as a white rapper back in the day. You can go ahead and look that up, and you see what you come back with on Bob Ritchie. You come back with on that. I'm talking music here. Music, baby doll. Moving along. You like, Will, how I'm having arguments with people while I'm conducting the show, while I'm talking about the Super Bowl? Will, I've got various groups of people stirred up at me right now. Are you enjoying it?
As always, I am enjoying it, Tony. And the best way to argue is when you know they can't respond. So you read those comments.
Interesting.
And you always get the last say. So
punching down as we call it. Actually, they
can respond.
No, they do get their response. Trust me. And I get to read it every day. Here's the thing. My friends at VIP Play, bet $20, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. If you want to have some fun with the Super Bowl this weekend. Now, they've got a fun little game they're playing over there on the site. Costs you nothing. Tell them about it. Will the Thrill Heflin.
So we've got a 10-question contest, Tony. Just your novelty stuff, your funsies stuff. Speaking of Taylor Swift, I think one of the questions is how many times the broadcast team will mention her. I think the line's at 1.5 on the question.
Okay.
So that'll be one of them. Over or under on the Swifties shout outs. But the contest is you answer the 10 questions. It's free to enter. You have to have an account, though, because the prize is a bonus bet. If you get 9 out of 10, you win a $25 bonus bet. And if you get them all right, the grand prize is $1,000. You don't have to split it with anybody. Everybody who gets all 10 right win $1,000. So it's free to enter. Might as well go answer those real quick. I believe there will be an email go out and a card up in the app, but it'll be on the website as well, VIPplayapp.com, to fill that out as your entry. So a little fun Super Bowl game, free to enter. I know everybody loves their squares and whatnot. So just another engagement piece for the Super Bowl. And like you said, this is the real sports fans were the conference championships, and then the Super Bowl is a whole ordeal. So you've got your Bad Bunny, your whole 9 yards.
Yep, it is a whole ordeal. Are you a Bad Bunny guy, Willie?
I don't know anything about Bad Bunny.
Willie, you're like 26 years old. 28, 29. How old are you? 28, 29?
29.
That gives me a lot of faith and hope. That gives me a lot of faith and hope in the future.
28.
Bet $20.
I'll be 29 in April.
$100 in bonus bets instantly. Promo code, my phrase it pays is TN Tony. And here's the thing, 200 leagues live always. I've got all kinds of stuff going on right now. We've got all kinds of stuff to bet on, plus the Olympics, which are underway, which are going to be wild. This hockey tournament in the Olympics is going to be wild. Why aren't the Russians in it? Let the Russians in the freaking Olympics. Anyway, moving along.
Tony, your code, PN Tony. If you sign up using that code, get an extra 100% profit boost.
What?
On a $25 bet.
What? Now you tell me. All right, so
that's what I'm telling you, Tony.
I want to go back where we are here, where we were, where we are, where we are, and where we were. By the way, if you have a gambling problem, 800-889-9789, 21 and over, located in the great state of Tennessee to place a bet. Give me a couple of those questions. So Taylor Swift mentions you got 2.5. I'm playing the under on that. Taylor Swift's yesterday's news, man. This is Kid Rock's weekend. Go ahead.
What's your Gatorade color, Tony?
Bino, what you got on the Gatorade color? I'm going to go with yeller, as in the snow on the ground, and don't eat the yellow snow. Bino, what's your Gatorade color?
Is there a green?
Yellow-green is grouped together, Bino.
Okay, I'll go yellow-green.
Mine's orange. It's got to be orange.
See, Tony, I always try to use the teams as like what their color is. So I would guess red if I think Patriots are going to win, and yellow-green for Seahawks, but that's never the case.
Oh, so yellow-green. That makes sense.
That's the reason I took yellow-green.
That makes sense.
So I'm old school thinker here.
All right, give me another one, Willie.
Here's a fun one. How many times does Bad Bunny change his outfit during the halftime show?
What's the number?
1, 2, 3, 4, or more.
Does removing a piece count as change?
No, different outfits.
We're talking the go behind the curtain real quick, and you come out. You were wearing gold, and now you're wearing bright purple or something.
What's the line? Is this over
1,
under?
2, 3, 4.
Multiple choice on
choice.
This one.
Yep.
3.
3. I like 3. Will a player lose their helmet during live play, Tony?
Yeah, and somebody just brought something up. The fact that this Kid Rock guy desecrated a Warren Zevon tune. I mean,
Tony's not going to let this Kid Rock guy go.
No.
I mean, he's
Kid
just
Rock
such a joke.
He's turning Kid Rock into Alpo here.
No offense to the guy. What are we doing? What what was that again? What was your question? I'm sorry, I got distracted by Kid Rock.
How many times will you mention Kid Rock?
7. Here's the fun one. Coin flip.
Bad Bunny?
Not coin flip. Not coin flip.
You're making me choose between Bad Bunny and Kid. I'm going to the Puppy Bowl.
It's a 50-50 shot on this one. The opening kickoff, is it a touchback or is it returned?
Ooh, Beanstar?
You would think with the new rules, there's been a lot of returns, but, the adrenaline's up. That kicker may just put it in the end zone by accident.
That's a good question.
What do you got, Bino?
So
I got it's returned.
I got it's returned. Bri, what do you got on that?
I'll say it's touchback.
Love it. All right, Tony, I'm saving the rest. They got to go. They got to go fill out to see the rest of them and give their answers.
Who you like in the game?
You've given away good info.
Who you like in the game?
I think Seattle is put together to win the Super Bowl. If Sam Darnold takes care of the football, they'll win a tight one, a low scoring game.
That Seattle defense,
and
guys.
I just think they got more weapons on offense on the outside with JSN. Cooper Kupp's been there. He's performed well in a Super Bowl before. He might make a big catch. The Patriots are a little bit ahead of schedule. I mean, Drake May's a sophomore.
Agree.
In his NFL career, and they've had a great run. But give me the Seahawks. I think McDonald is one of the best coaches in the league.
Oh, great young coach.
Not that Vrabel isn't, but
no.
McDonald's feeling himself as he should be.
That poor Titan organization letting a guy go in year 2. He's in the Super Bowl, and I do mean when I say poor Titan organization, I mean poor Titan organization, as in that poor fella, and they're piss poor. You know what I mean, Bino? Like that has 2 names. When I think about the Titans being a poor organization.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with letting Vrabel go and winding up with the Jets head coach as your head coach and the Giants as your offensive coordinator. That's a pretty good trade.
I mean, what are we? And by the way, I do like their hire.
Assassins, Tony.
You
should love the Titans.
I like their hire. No, I think Saleh. I don't. You are punishing the guy because he took a Jets job. I like that this new wave of kids, though, is not just taking just any job. That's how Cleveland ended up with Monken, and that's how Pittsburgh ended up with McCarthy. I think it's interesting that these young wonder kid coaches are looking at these organizations and going, no, I'm not going to go to Pittsburgh and not win. And I'm sure as hell not going to go to Cleveland and be Jimmy Haslam's stooge.
Well, they know they're not going to get any sort of leash, so why would they?
Why would you?
You don't get any time. So if you don't have a young quarterback in place that you think you can win with right away, like Johnson did in Chicago, then why do it? Because you know you're going to be gone in a year or 2 at most.
Mr. Tubbs says Basilio is next going to tell me that Christina Aguilera is greater than Joey Aguilar. Mr. Tubbs, to that I'll say, well played. That's tying the 2 subjects in a way that kind of impresses me. Willie, I want to encourage folks to go over to YouTube and check out your podcast, which Will, one more time, is called
The Weekend Rotation.
He the man. And he was in the weekend rotation. He ought to know. Willie, thank you. I love you. Thanks. Did you notice, Bino, on his weekend rotation gizmic this week that he had his thing from Omaha up there, that cool like Omaha home plate deal, that plaque up on the wall? If you look closely enough, Laura caught that. You can see it up on the wall. It's good stuff.
I missed that, Tony, but I know he said he's going to have a new banner back behind him as he starts. But I would encourage everyone to listen to that. It's excellent. So I think he's going to go over the pitching staff in the second edition here.
We come back on
Tony. I'm I'm a music snob. I know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bad Bunny or Kid Rock, that sounds like a Doug Dickey basketball coaching search.
865-200-5402 as we continue with more on the other side after this.
It's the hottest postgame show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama Zizi approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and Zizi.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Newsflash, Basilio listeners, the spring real estate market just moved up. Yes, it's chilly outside and you're still in your puffy coat, but if you need to sell your East Tennessee property, you could be the hottest house on the block. Hi there. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. February is the sweetheart month of real estate, and savvy sellers know exactly what that means. Get ahead of the game and give me a call at 865-694-5904 or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols!
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Chilio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. So I got a tad bored during the break, which I'm inclined to do every once in a while. And to my ear, when I'm fooling around with Sweet Home Alabama and Werewolves of London, it sounds to me like the only difference is like one's using a 6 chord and one uses major chords, but what do I know? Sounds like the chord structure of those songs is exactly the same. So I could see how you'd interweave them, unless I'm hearing things, but I didn't put the song on and try to play to it. The Werewolves of London song I haven't heard in a long time. Because if I'm going to spend time with Warren Zevon's catalog, I'm going to listen to something deeper than that. But that said, 865-200-5402. We've got the Joey Aguilar conversation that no doubt will remain relevant. We tiered him off, and we put him like in the not middle of the league, Bino, but like 6th or so coming up in the upcoming season. Some people would say his stats warrant him being higher. Okay. I said I expect to win tomorrow night at Kentucky. Brian, will you join me in that? Do you expect to win tomorrow night in that game, yes or no?
I don't know about expect to win, but I am beyond hopeful that they can win. I don't think it's an automatic loss or even close. I don't know about it. I don't think I want to expect to win because I've expected to beat Kentucky all this time at home and they never have. So I don't want to let myself down again. But it's certainly every game they play from here on. If Amen's playing like that, every game's winnable. I think there's very few teams that can beat them if they play their best game.
And Beanstar, you do not.
I'm in Brian's camp, Tony. I do not expect to win. I think Tennessee certainly can win, but this series hasn't been very kind to them recently.
I expect
regular season series.
I expect we're going to be on here tomorrow night talking about a victory.
And I hope you are.
That's my expectation. I think it's going to be really fun. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a more compelling game than the Duke-Carolina game. Brad, do you agree with that?
Yeah, by a long shot. The Duke-Carolina game is never, to be honest, all that compelling.
Thank you. It's just it's a
overhyped,
Tobacco Road bloviating fest. Totally overrated.
You've got two rival states going at each other. I think that's more compelling. And you've got North Carolina, which is most of their fans are local, and then you got Duke fans who are centered in New Jersey.
All those wankies. Like how I work wanky in there, Bino?
I like it.
Because baseball season's right around the corner. And what's your expectation for the Wankies this year, Beanstar?
I expect them to finish first or second in the East and be a a season much like last year. There just hasn't been enough change in the roster.
Back to our living phones we go, and the living listener on the living phone lines. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hello, Tony.
There he is.
Hello, Bino.
Can he be first?
Hello there, Titans Bill.
Can he be first, Bino?
Yes, he can be first.
Oh boy.
Or you can do what you always love to do. Let me hang on, and you can get to the next.
Hi, welcome in. You're on the air. We'll do that.
How are my French compatriots doing today?
WLN, welcome in.
Tony, that song about that Kid Rock made, it's called Summertime, isn't it?
Yes.
I think it won a combo Grammy Award for a combo song award at the Grammys one year.
Well, what's funny is, and Rick Beato went through this on a video, several of the songs nominated this year were actually sampled from other tunes, including Lady Gaga's tunes. Several of them were actually remnants of other songs.
Well, I will say this. This is a name we hadn't brought up in a long time.
Yes.
That song back in 2005 or whenever it came out, 2007, I don't know. It was a big hit on our caller JC's deck. You remember JC?
Oh, boy, that sounds about right.
And they were doing a dance out there. I think it was called the Sweet Wolf on the deck. I was at one of his gatherings.
That sounds right about right.
Wouldn't they have Sweet Home Mississippi instead of Sweet Home Alabama for JC?
They would. JC was kind of one of those, what would we call him? A vol rebel?
A goof.
A goof, yeah.
I love Joe. Joe's a good dude, man.
He is. I hope he's doing well.
He's a good man.
In Mississippi.
He's a good man.
You know, Negadave's been more positive on UT basketball the last few times he's called.
Hey.
He's kind of positive now.
I love me some Negadav, man. He's bringing it.
And, about the Kentucky game, I hope we can win. Yeah. I don't think, I'm not like saying we're going to win. I know we can, and I hope we can. But, one thing, our friend in Nashville Lee, his dad was my dentist for decades and decades. Dr. Earl, we used to affectionately call him. And for decades, he would sit right behind our bench in Rupp Arena. Dr. Earl with Jim Haslam. And I'll never forget that. I knew
two different people. Nashville Lee. You're thinking of Basketball Lee back in the day.
Okay, yeah, Basketball Lee. Yeah, Basketball Lee.
There you go.
So, but I always miss that when I look at our team bench and I don't see him back there because he was just a fixture. But
you're a good man, W. Lynn. I expect to win tomorrow night. You need to join the club.
Tony, one more question. What Power 4 teams are we playing in baseball in our 26-game non-conference schedule? Do we know that?
We have the schedule, yeah. I mean, I
UCLA, Virginia Tech, and those three teams in Arlington.
How about that?
There's one more.
And Virginia
UCLA,
Tech.
Virginia Tech. Yeah, that's good.
Virginia Tech's nice. That's nice. I like Virginia Tech. That's a good series. That's a nice program there. They've had a nice run there.
Yeah, we used to have the Hokey Smoky Classic, at one time.
Yep.
But, well, good. I don't ever want to go out to Arizona again and play on somebody's home field. I like doing this in a pro stadium. What about you guys?
Doing what on a pro stadium? What are you talking about?
Playing this baseball.
Doesn't bother me. No, those classics down in Texas are good. They're good to be a part of. The ones in Arizona are fine to be a part of. I mean, look, if you try to play those things in February in our building or in early March.
No, you got to go.
Yeah, you got to go.
I just don't want to play. I didn't like playing at Grand Canyon's home field. I'd rather play in Arlington or Houston.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I got you there.
Because you're on a stage too. It's kind of like great for the players,
Yep.
So,
you're a good man, brother. I love seeing our ball club get on the stage, and several of them end up in the big leagues now sooner than later. The clock's never been more sped up with college players. going from the college ranks into Major League Baseball being star. That's one of the things last 5 years that's occurred here. Sped up clock.
Absolutely, Tony. Just playing a really high level of college baseball these days.
Yeah, the kid from Arkansas last year that had the great start. The Phillies are extremely high on him. The kid that had the several 20 strikeouts or whatever it was, they're raving about him in camp. And back in the day, he would have been, they would have let him cook for 2 or 3 years. I don't know that that's the case right now. I expect to win tomorrow night. Not, I think we're going to win. I expect to win. Now, I'm not going to call the shot, but I expect to win this game. We gave them a game here in Thompson Bowling. We should match up well with them if we defend them well tomorrow night. Ament is now a different player. I expect him to have a Bernard King moment tomorrow night when Bernard King got the cigarette put out on his forehead back in the day when people used to smoke at basketball games, a lit cigarette. And he looked at his team and said, I will never lose these guys again, and he never did. I expect Ament to have a great game tomorrow and go off. You know what I mean?
I'm for it.
That's all. 865-200.
That's all.
That's
you
all.
expect him to have a Bernard King moment? And that's all?
I expect him to go off tomorrow. I expect us to win the game. The question is, and Matt Dixon brought this up yesterday on the show, and then in his report today, we've got to figure out a way to keep this Gillespie guy out of foul trouble because they're going to foul grift on him tomorrow, Bino, in their building. And he's not what I would call the most heady point guard in the world from that standpoint. Will we agree on that for a veteran player?
Yes.
Are you worried about him getting in foul trouble tomorrow night in that game, in that spot?
I think that's a worthwhile worry. I would kind of hope that he kind of had a lesson learned in the last game that helps him tomorrow night. That should be fresh enough in his memory to help him tomorrow night, where he doesn't pick up a couple that are you just absolutely cannot have.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony.
Hey, Lumbo. What's up, man? 3 days in a row? We've got like some kind of we've got a modern record going here, Lumbo. A modern record.
I spent 2 hours in that studio and I can't get enough.
He did come out for the post game the other night. And somebody texted me and they said, man, that guy doing that Mark and Colombo imitation is really good. I said, yeah. I said, he's really good at it. All right.
Tony, we need to come out with a name for these St. Joey worshipers. I'm thinking the Aguilites. We call them that. Then we have like the Barnstormers and the Fulmerites. We'll call them the Aguilites. What do you think?
We could call them the Aggies, but that's already taken. Bino, does anything come to mind for the Joey Punch Bowl drinkers?
I'll let you and Mark handle that.
There are some Punch Bowl drinkers. I mean, a couple people say we were 11-1 last year.
Aguilade.
Tony,
the Aguilades.
These people that say we're 11-1, they don't mention the Mississippi State game. That's just gone from memory. That didn't happen.
Okay, Lieutenant Mart from Columbus is saying, just stop. Just stop over here on YouTube.
Tell him in that chat I said hi. Wave to him.
The guy talks in your language online, and it's so incredible. I mean, this whole thing is just, I'm so amused with what we've created here, whatever it is.
So they don't mention the Mississippi State game where we scored one offensive touchdown in the first 58 minutes. That didn't happen. Like, they just fail to remember that.
So you say the Aguilites.
Not
is
only
that
that,
what you said?
Nothing last season was ever Joey's fault. It was Josh Heupel's play call on the 1 yard line at Alabama.
I saw
Josh
a guy
Heupel
in the
didn't
chat
throw
today
it
saying
inside.
that the tight end dropped 5 balls. Somebody tripped over a rock. The sun was in his eyes.
It's Tim Banks.
I mean, come on.
It's Josh Heupel's play call on the goal line at Alabama.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. It was him. It was Josh Heupel's play call. Not that he threw the ball there.
They threw the ball inside. Like that. Josh Heupel really wanted him to do that.
I mean, I love Joey Aguilar's story. I think he's a very, very solid player, solid quarterback, but he's not what people are making him out to be.
I think it's the opposite of solid. I think he's super high variance because he's a turnover machine.
Well,
solid would be.
Why do you have to hot take like that on the guy? Why?
Because Tony,
that's a ridiculous
when he throws
take.
12 interceptions next year, and we're 8-4, and we've wasted a year of having GMAC and Brandon get meaningful experience. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Bino, that is your fear, right? That's Bino's fear.
That's
he's throwing
what's going to
double-digit
determine
interceptions every year. Why do people think that's going to change?
Can we
This
now we have a super chat from Colombo. It says, "Come on, this is an important imposter on the phone. Joey didn't play defense. Stop, just stop."
You can't pin it on Tim Banks, man. Like, I know you want to, but
Brent
he didn't throw back-breaking interceptions against Oklahoma.
Tony, you hate the Joey story. Be real. No, I don't hate the Joey story. I'm the one telling you that late in the year he was playing in excruciating pain, and he's a really tough guy, and he never made an excuse. And he gets my vote for that. He does get my vote for that, no question. And he's an excellent teammate. There are reasons to want him to come back. There's no question about that.
Can he come back for free? Can he come back for free?
No, he's going to make $2 million, according to his attorney.
Tony, why? Where's he going to go? Rutgers? I mean,
you don't want to pay him now?
No. God, no. Why? Where's he going to go? Where's he going? What other, call it P2, top 25 program, whatever, would take him over who they have? Name me one.
Lumbo, you came in hot today. You sat in the studio the other day. You learned nothing, and you're out of here. You can't come in here hot taking like that, man. Come on. Come on.
Go ahead, Brian. Hit it, Brian.
As we come back on the other side, go ahead, Brian. Give me a little bit. Give me a little, Brian. Come on, give it to us.
Ohio State's never going to lose another game. Come on. They're never going to allow another point from now to the end of time. Come on now. I hate them.
As we come back after this. Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dos with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexio Kristen.
Hey, Tony. Good to see ya. Connexio builds fleet technology that helps